What's up YouTube? Johnny here from Seven Wonders, and today I want to show you my Fluffal deck profile. Now, I've played Fluffal since its first release back in New Challengers, and I've loved it ever since. Definitely my top 3 favorite decks. So let me just show you what I did with it. So for starters, I'm playing 3 Fluffal dogs. If you don't run him at 3, I don't know what you're doing because he is the searcher of the deck. Now I'm also running 3 Fluffal wings. Reason why I run 3 and not 2 is because I love how he discards and he provides such amazing draw power. Although he's kind of situational due to him requiring a toy vendor on the field, but regardless, he's amazing, and he also can be banished if you already went through a toy vendor with Foolish Burial Goods. Then you could go and banish him for a Frightfur fusion. I'm also running 2 Fluffal Bears. Why I run 2 and not 3 is because, like I said before, if you activate Foolish Burial Goods, then you're going to go and have 2 left in the deck. And if you still haven't used one of him yet at that time, then it'll just be a dead draw. And I'm also running 3 Fluffal Penguins. I love how he could go and normal summon, then you could special summon a dog, and then you could go ahead and Exceed or something you could go ahead and Exceed for a Castel, detach, shuffle something, and then activate an instant fusion. Or you could just go and fusion summon with him and draw 2 cards. You see, I love draw power. That's one of the favorite things I love about this deck. All this draw power with 3 wings, 3 penguins. It's just like a drawing machine. Also, you could go and instant fusion him for Bahamut and Toad, and that's also what I want to go into. That's why I run 3 and not 2, because I could go and do all of those things as fast as I can instead of just possibly not drawing into them. Now, for other ones, I run 1 Owl because he's kind of like a safety net just in case the opponent has a Naturia Beast, because for some reason I can never get over a Naturia Beast assuming I don't have Owl. Then it's just, I can't get over it for the life of me. I'm also running 1 Fluffal Sheep. The reason why I run Sheep, because I know not everyone does, but I do, is because when you go and normal summon a dog and search for Sheep, you can go ahead and, assuming you already have a Polymerization in hand, you can special summon Sheep, and you could just go ahead. He's basically an extension, like a play extender, you know? And that's why I love Sheep. And also he has this nice Starfoil rarity. I love that. It's not a common anymore. I also love Fluffal Cat because, like I said, with Sheep, a play extender, because it could recycle your poly, and it's just a great, if you don't have anything else to search for at the time, you could go ahead and search for Cat, and then it could go and recycle it, and it could go and help you go into a Sabertooth and crack and play so you could go into Hope Harbinger. That's why I love Cat and Sheep. And aside from the Fluffals, I'm also running 3 Edgem Chains, and it's quite obvious because he could go ahead and search for Frightfur spell cards. I'm also running 1 Sabers and 2 King of the Swamps. I do plan on removing these once the Frightfur Patchwork comes out, because at that point you won't really need him. But the reason why I run King of the Swamp is because if these are all engraved, if all the chains are engraved, and for some reason you banish your Sabers or something, you could still go into your Tiger, Sheep, and Wolf. Also, the fact that if you don't want to go and banish your Sabers, you could go ahead if you don't want to banish them for the Frightfur Fusion, you could go ahead and banish your King of the Swamp instead. And aside from those, I am also running the 1 Max C because this is a turn 2 deck. So those are all the monsters. I know it's a lot, but this is a fusion-based deck, so you do use a lot of fusion materials. Now for spells, I'm running 3 vendors, obviously, and I'm also running 3 polys, obviously, and I'm also running 2 Frightfur fusions. I prefer to run 2 instead of 3 because, like I said before, it's a turn 2 deck, so you don't really want to go and have this early game because you do plan on doing something. You don't want to go and draw multiples, basically, is what I'm saying. 1 is fine, but 2 of them, first turn, you can only activate it once per turn, so it kind of makes it difficult. And I'm also running 1 Frightfur Factory to go, like I said before, with a lot of other cards, extend your plays, because you could go ahead and banish the Frightfur Fusion or Polymerization if you don't have Frightfur Fusion yet, and you could go ahead and banish them and continuously use Polymerization over and over. It's just a great card. Also, upon destruction, you could go and return a Frightfur Fusion that was banished from this effect. And I'm also running 2 Foolish Burial Goods to go and dump the vendor. I don't have a 3rd one, but I feel as though 2's quite alright, because you do destroy the toy vendor with wings, and you'd also discard it for the penguin effect or fusion recycling plant. So that's why I feel as though 2's alright. I'm also running 2 instant fusions. It's because, well, you know, Norden, Penguin, Bahamut Toad, and whatnot, and also the sheep, Frightfur Sheep. And I feel as though just 2's alright because you don't want to spend too much life points. And also, I do plan on getting the ultra polymerization once macrocosm, or what was it? That new set, the one with it. Once it comes out, I do plan on getting that. So at that point, it's like 2 plus 2, that makes 4k, that's half your life. And I do run, like I said before, the one fusion recycling plant because I like how it could go and dump one card, then you could search a polymerization, not only from the graveyard, but from your deck. And I'm also playing one future fusion. This card isn't as good as I thought it would be. I tried it out and it was alright, but I do plan on, this is the one I'm going to be removing for ultra polymerization once it comes out. I'm definitely going to be removing the future fusion, but until then, I'll go and use it just so I could go ahead and dump a wings and a sabers or chain, or no, yeah, chain just in case I already use sabers. But yeah, and also the opponent will go and prioritize destroying this just so you don't get out the fusion cards, because for some reason they do not like sheep, and I find it quite hilarious actually. So they'll go and waste material or something on it. I'm also running the TT and MSC. I like MSC because I don't like discarding cards too much other than Wings and Vendor, and also Dead, Foolish Burial Goods, or Bear if I already use that stuff. I don't really like discarding stuff because I do require a lot of material for the fusion summons. So that's why I like MSC. Also, the Ghost Rarity is just amazing. And for Destruction, I'd run the one Raigeki and one Dark Hole because this is, like I said before, a turn 2 deck. And that is all of the main deck. No traps because this is an OTK centric deck, so I don't really plan on setting a card and passing. So for extra deck, I'm running 2 Krakens and 3 Sabertooths. I do know that I go into Sabertooth a lot to go and help spam the board and revive previous fusion monsters. I also run 2 Tigers for the popping effect and 2 Sheeps because for some reason people hate sheep. They find it difficult to go over it, with the exception of the kaijus. But at that point, I mean, if you make an invincible Sabertooth and a sheep, who would they destroy first? You know what I mean? And aside from sheep, I run the one wolf for the OTK, and I do play the whole Bahamut Toad set and 1 Castel. You could go ahead and play more rank 4s if you so choose, but these are the only rank 4s I have, because I don't really go into the rank 4 business quite a lot. And I do have the 1 Hope Harbinger for the rank 8. And yeah, please in the comment section below, tell me what you think of my deck, and also ways to improve it. You know, your suggestions and everything. I do read it, and I do appreciate the comments and suggestions you guys have for me. So other than that, thank you guys. Stay awesome.